All right, I guess we'll get started. Welcome to the Nottingham Zoning Board of Adjustment. I'd like to open a public hearing on case 18003 VA, application from Arnold V. and Mary E. Adams and Robert and Wendy Petit, requesting a variance from Article 2, Section 2E of the zoning ordinance to permit an accessory dwelling unit of 1,040 square feet where 750 square feet is allowed. The property is located at 131 Raymond Road in Nottingham and is identified as tax map 63, lot 80, sublot 1. Just so folks know, our rules of operation, this is a legal proceeding, so questions are funneled through myself, the chair. Applicant gets an opportunity to present their case. Board can ask questions, and then any other abutters who are present and wish to speak may come to the microphone and have a discussion. All right. If you guys want to come up to the front table.
Joanna? Oh no, only two are coming, sorry.
Okay, where should we start?
I guess we can just go through your application.
Mr. Chairman, they should need to introduce themselves.
Sure. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Arnold V. Adams.
Mary Adams.
Wendy Petit.
Robert Petit.
Thank you.
Okay, so the first part of the application asks us about the appearance of the house, and the property won't change, it hasn't changed. It will stay the same on the outside, there's no increase or decrease of property. We need the additional space on the first floor because Victor is disabled, and to close off rooms would give him no room for wheelchair access. So we're requesting that the house downstairs stay with the extra space so that we have the ability for Victor to get around. Sometimes he's able to be mobile and use his leg, and other times he's not. And as we wrote, we plan to make no changes to the outside or the appearance of the house, except, you know, gardening and planting flowers and that kind of thing, but nothing will change. We never had the intention of making it look like a two-family home. We bought it with the understanding for Medicare purposes that we would all live together. Wendy and Bob have been helping Victor and I since he's been disabled. And we bought the house together, we're all on the mortgage together, we're all on the insurance together. We live in the home as our own home. We have the same circle of friends. They come downstairs and eat with us. The home, it's our home. We had no intentions of making it anything else.
We've been, we do have the ramp for my wheelchair, so that I can go back and forth. But,
I mean, right now, he's not able to go upstairs because we don't have a stair climber yet.
Right.
So right now, we're on the first floor. Wendy and Bob help us out. They take Victor back and forth to appointments. Like I said, the house was not ever bought for income purposes, not for rental, none of that. We're all on the mortgage, we all own the house, we all live in the house, we move freely through it.
We didn't even think about that until we came in and talked to Russ.
Russ didn't even know about an ADU.
About an ADU.
That was never our purpose.
And as far as him coming in and looking at it and saying, you know, this multifamily, you know, as far as.
Yeah, we never realized that we'd have to reclassify our home.
Reclassify the house, so that was something that never crossed our minds. And then he was talking about, well, you know, if you sold the house, that type of thing. And, you know, we are not planning on selling the house. We're planning on living there until we die. That was the whole purpose in buying the house together. Did you guys have anything to say?
Could you move the microphone, because this is being televised? So if you just move it over so he's close enough to it. Thank you.
Well, I really don't have much more to add, except for the fact that, you know, we went into this together as basically a family. Even though we're not related, we look at each other as family. And it's been like this now for several years. And as, you know, as time going on, we always been there for Mary and Victor, and that's the reason why we looked at this particular house. You know, we spent months looking around the several towns in the local area, and 3 times we always came back to 131 Raymond Road, because we looked at it and we says, this is it. This is suitable for our needs, and at the same, like as Victor mentioned, we didn't realize about that making an ADU. We just thought of it as being just one whole house for all of us to live in.
Can I ask a question, Mr. Chairman?
Certainly.
So can I ask you, how many kitchens are in the house?
There's one kitchen, which is the full kitchen downstairs, and upstairs, we did put in a kitchenette. There's no stove or anything like that. There's a refrigerator, and there's cabinets.
So if you only have one kitchen, I don't think you're required to have an ADU. There's no law against you living together as one household, as long as you haven't created 2 separate units. I don't think you need to have an ADU.
Well, when we did it, we were trying to think of that upstairs, because, you know, we didn't want to give the impression that we were having, you know, making it a separate unit. So, you know, that's why we came together as a family. They have their refrigeration, and we definitely didn't want to put a stove
or anything
and
like that,
no
yeah.
dishwasher and
Nothing like
all
that.
that type of thing. It's not.
So then my question is, why are you here?
We were told
We were
needed
told we had to come here.
to come here and reclassify our home
Reclassify our
as an
home.
ADU.
So, is there a door separating the upstairs from the downstairs? I see one door on the plan that you guys submitted that goes from the entryway into the garage converted into a bedroom. But I don't see any other door markings on this plan in the main house.
There's a door separating
hallway.
the hall.
There's a little hallway.
door.
There's a door with a little hallway that goes around the corner and up the stairs. And that's mostly to keep the cat and the dog.
Right, but that's always unlocked.
It's always unlocked.
We can
We
also,
don't-
we go through.
We just go through and keep
Yeah.
it closed for the cat and the dog.
I mean, Mr. Chairman, are you gonna change the garage doors that you have on?
No.
So you're basically just converting the garage into a bedroom and
Correct.
bath.
That's it.
That's it.
And there won't be any cooking facility in there.
No,
no.
no.
No,
So yes, I think Bobby's correct. It's not considered a separate unit if there's not a cooking facility.
there's
No,
there'll never
no.
be a cooking facility.
I would think you just need a building permit for putting in converting the garage to a bedroom.
It's a bedroom and a bathroom, and it's my handicap bathroom. I took pictures where I showed most of the handicap facilities in there, and in the bathroom, but we never put a kitchen in there.
So I think it would be my opinion, if you have no second kitchen, that you don't have a second unit, and I'm wondering why you're here. I mean, it's not free to come here.
It's certainly okay to put a refrigerator upstairs as long as you're not putting.
A lot of houses have a wet bar, call it a juice bar. A lot of houses have a second place like that, but if it doesn't have a cooking facility, it's not a kitchen.
Yeah, we didn't have a stove or the oven.
No, there's none of that upstairs.
None of that.
So there's a sink,
There's a
Yes,
little, a
there's a
sink.
sink.
And a fridge.
And there's, and
sink cabinets and a fridge.
And a fridge, yeah.
I would call that a bar, not a kitchen. So if that's the facts, if they're being presented as the facts, I don't think we need to be here.
We were just told to come.
So we did, but we were
Well,
told.
very nice meeting you all.
Nice meeting you too.
Meeting you too.
I mean, there's no law against living together as, friends. There's none. And in fact, even the zoning ordinance defines it as a family or household, and you would be a household, I would say, if you have no second kitchen.
Yeah, but
There's no second kitchen.
So you came to the town building inspector told you to come here?
Yes, the town Russ told us to come here.
When in doubt, maybe he wants you to run it by.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure,
Make sure it was okay, but.
yeah.
So I do have a note in the file from Russ. He has stated that there's 1,700 square feet, but when I add up the first floor, the entryway, and the garage, I only get 1,500 square feet
That's all,
for the entire downstairs.
that's what we got.
And you guys are asking for 1,000 square feet. Where did you come up with 1,000 square foot?
Well, it was a problem with whether we're gonna add on to the, add the bathroom to it or not.
There was conflict on how you measured it. Do you measure the closet? Do you include closets? So they included the closets and the bathroom and what else?
Yeah,
And all the-
it's all the enclosed space. Go
They
ahead,
include
Tom.
the existing entry as well? or-
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, that's including the whole downstairs.
That's why the discrepancy.
yeah, when they originally first did the square footage, it came, because I did the square footage, he asked me, what did I get? I says 1,054. He says, well, I get 1,060, something like that, the round figure.
Right.
But at that time, we did not do the new bathroom, or the new closet, or the small little bathroom off the entryway. And, but later on, they included that in the measurements. And that's why they came up with about, I think it's another 500 or so square feet or whatever it was involved there.
I mean, when I add up the dimensions on this drawing, length and width of the house, length and width of the entryway, and the length and width of the garage, I only come up with 1,500 feet, 1,580. And that's if we considered it an ADU as the whole downstairs, but I don't know that the upstairs or the downstairs is really an ADU. This is just 4 people living in a house.
So can I speak, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
So I guess the crux of it is you have applied for a variance to have an ADU. You certainly are, that is your right to have one if you want one, but it doesn't look to me like you need one, so.
we don't want one.
Well, the thing, it was, Russ is the one that told us that we had to apply for the variance. That's why we did all this.
But, so he's denied a building permit.
You got the letter in the file.
Do you guys want to see that?
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Is this the top one? No, it's the second case.
Yeah. Why make more paper? Pardon me, Joanne?
I didn't include that.
No, you did not.
I guess I apologize, I'm trying to remember to do that.
That's okay, it's not a waste of paper.
I'll get it in the back of one of the others.
I don't know if I've seen his letter of denial. Would his letter of denial be in the original thin folder?
Yeah, it should be.
Is that on the left side?
No, it's not on that side.
I can read it to you.
That would be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Addressed to them, after review of your after-the-fact ADU building application, I have to deny your application due to the size of your ADU. You're requesting a 1,729 square foot ADU, where the town of Nottingham zoning ordinance allows a maximum size ADU of 750, and references the article. You will need relief from ZBA to maintain the existing size or reduce it to a maximum of 750 square feet.
So his comments are really based on them applying for an
Totally.
ADU,
Which they don't have.
which if you don't want to build an ADU,
No.
But it also sounds like you haven't been prohibited from doing anything because you already did your changes, correct? Okay. So he hasn't been denied a building permit that they've already built.
He's
Well, it
denying
isn't
it.
after the,
He's
so,
denying their use of it.
so they didn't come for a building permit.
Right,
They did the building and then it was discovered.
right. But what-
So
that's
now
what
he's
I'm saying.
denying it after the fact, because he'd never had a chance to deny it
Right.
to begin with.
What I'm saying is that they've not been held up from using their home.
No, doesn't sound like it. I mean, it doesn't harm your property to have it designated as an ADU. I have an ADU in my own house. It doesn't hurt your property value, it doesn't hurt the neighborhood, it doesn't do anything bad to you. It does allow you flexibility. If you did want to add a stove to the upstairs, then you could.
If it was designated as an ADU.
As long as we wouldn't have to make any, they were talking about closing off walls.
Nope. You need a door that closes between the units, and it doesn't have to remain locked. The town cannot.
We have one of
We
them.
have that.
We have that.
So you're all set. I mean, you're here, you're noticed. Yes, ma'am.
Question I have though, so then we're now looking at if they choose to alter the upstairs, that would be considered the ADU. What's the size of the upstairs level? 'Cause
Oh, no,
that's what they
the
would be
downstairs could be considered the ADU. The upstairs would then be the main house.
All right, I'm just saying because they're altering the upstairs then, so that's why I would think it otherwise.
Correct. That,
You're bored.
yeah, no, I get that. No, it's a very strange case. It's not our usual case.
In this case though, we have the measurements for the downstairs.
Right.
So,
So where, can one of you guys approach and just maybe draw on my thing here where this door is that separates? It's not like Superior Court where you're not allowed to come up to the bench. They get all mad at you. We don't have a bailiff.
This is enough for me.
Right.
Okay, so this, let me just see where I am. This is there, this is here.
So this is where the wheelchair ramp comes in.
Right, so this is the existing house, so
Yep.
it is, there's a hallway right here. It was there, and the front door.
Can you draw the front, is the front door is pretty much in the center, I think, from the
Yeah, it is,
picture.
it's in the center of the thing, and
Okay.
there's a hallway here,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a door right here. This is a door.
And so this, are there any openings this way?
No, this is
So the
just a
front door
hallway.
comes into the hallway and it
And
shuts
then it
off?
goes upstairs. There's stairs here that go up,
Oh, okay, from this hallway.
right.
So that when you
When
come in the front door,
there's the stairway
if this door is
here.
closed, the only place you can go is upstairs.
Upstairs, correct.
I mean, to me, it's a natural accessory dwelling unit, I mean,
If you want it.
if you want it.
It's your right, but you're not required to.
Look what this person,
So then that would, I wonder if Russ might have added the decks on the outside?
That could be.
And I don't think we count decks as part of an interior living space. Accessory dwelling unit,
Unless they're all season.
they don't
So
look,
that would be
I mean,
considered a porch, not a deck, so.
right. Looking at your pictures, I know the side facing the driveway just has an awning.
Right.
Is there a deck out the back that's covered in a porch?
No, we haven't, there's a small little deck.
Okay, but it's open.
That's not covered.
It's open.
All right, so then I would say, based on the dimensions provided on the plan, that we call it 1,600 feet. That gives me 15 extra feet to make math errors with.
Okay.
All right?
1,600 square feet for what?
The downstairs first floor being a handicapped accessible accessory dwelling unit.
As opposed to the 750,
Correct.
okay?
So the question is, do you want to apply for an ADU and a variance or not?
yeah, we'll tell you.
Yeah, I don't see it could be harm anything. Let's see what happens.
The harm could be that we don't agree to allow it, and then you're back to where you
Back to being a
started.
family.
Right.
We're back to square one, basically.
Yeah.
And if they decide to get a stove upstairs at some time.
If they decide to do that, then they would be all set.
Then you're all set.
But if you didn't want to do it, I would put in the motion that you get your money back for this hearing, because it wasn't really your idea, and you're not required to do it.
Yeah, no, this definitely was now, I mean.
So that's your decision to make. You're here, you've done all the legwork to have an ADU approved, to request a variance for an enlarged ADU. And we could go that way, or we could go the other way, depending on what you want to do. It's really your decision. Joanna?
What do you think? If the ADU is approved and that's what you want, your deed will have to be altered to indicate that you have an ADU. That's fine. Okay?
Yeah.
And that will have to be registered with the state.
I do have a,
Does the law say that? Does the law say that?
It does,
That's what I
I believe.
received for information in the email.
From who?
Okay.
Chris Sterndale?
Yeah, that's
I do
true.
have a question, though.
Yes, sir.
Is there a difference between a normal ADU, which is 750, which you allow, compared to a handicapped ADU?
No.
No.
Are you saying that? or-
No, I just
So we have to-
added those words because
Okay.
that's the purpose.
Okay, that's
you
mainly the
guys-
purpose. That's why we looked at this house, because we saw the first floor, and other than turning the garage into a bedroom suite for Mary and Victor, handicapped accessible, the other rooms were, the windings of the doors were big enough so Victor can get in. If he needs to be in his wheelchair, he can go to these other rooms without a hindrance to him. And that's why, basically that's why we bought this property, because it was perfect for us, as you know, especially with, especially with Victor and the rest of us.
So are there no bedrooms downstairs?
Yes,
One
the
bedroom
one.
down there.
That's-
There is one
there is-
bedroom
The garage.
with a handicap bath.
The one that's in the garage?
Yeah.
But in the main house itself, there wasn't?
Yeah.
Okay.
So can I just add that, in my experience in real estate, it's very unusual to draw up a deed when something does not change hands. So I
I think you make an addendum to your deed, that's all. You're not rewriting a deed, you're just making an addendum, making a notice of difference at the registry of deeds. And I believe that when my house changes hands, it has to be that's my understanding of the ADU law, is that the new owner has to request it and say they want to keep it. Just so that it's an acknowledged thing and it changes hands.
So Joanna, didn't you give us the law?
Yeah.
Lost it already.
That's a information sheet from NHA.
Oh,
Can I ask a question? I think
Yes, sir.
the proposal before us has to do with the garage space, and that's what we have the plan for. So that's the unit I thought they were applying to have an ADU. And that doesn't have a kitchen in it.
No, so it would be
It's in
the.
the old house.
It would be the whole downstairs would be considered the ADU.
all of
Oh, I
that.
see what you're saying.
We just don't have the floor plan for this.
So you would want the second floor unit to be an ADU.
No,
No?
no, because the second floor includes the second floor and the third floor, and that would be the primary residence.
And that doesn't have a kitchen in it.
Correct.
Correct, currently, no.
So would they have to?
You'd probably
That's
be
what-
required
that's
to
why-
put a kitchen in it.
That's why Bonnie is suggesting if they don't want to do it as an ADU, then we're done.
But we don't have any plans of the second floor, third floor
No,
unit.
nope,
Yeah.
no.
But you probably will have to put a complete kitchen in if you get the ADU. That's my guess, that the town would make you.
No, they cannot require that.
But if
Why?
you're,
You can't-
but
you
if
can't have a
you're,
living
if
area
you're
without a kitchen.
upstairs
I
as
guess
your
you can.
primary living quarters, you need a kitchen.
I guess.
Exactly. So do you see the,
Oh, I see, yeah.
Still one kitchen short.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to.
No,
Because it's not big enough either,
you
no.
want an ADU?
We'll just leave it as
No.
our home.
So is the main issue that you've already done the renovations, but you did them before you had a building permit?
Yes.
yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Not as far as we're concerned. We're not enforcement.
That's a town administrative issue. I'm not sure how that's handled.
Right, that's up to them anyway. This is just this.
No, so we don't want to, they don't want to, so,
So you don't want an ADU,
no.
and therefore you would like a motion that,
Takes no action?
no, that reverses, that gives them their money back. The town made them come here for something they don't need. They spent a lot of money for this hearing. That would be my motion. That's if we agree, but if you like, I'll make the motion.
Okay.
So I move that there is no need for a variance in case number 18003-VA, and that therefore the applicant's money should be returned by the town of Nottingham. And do I need to say anything else? Since they do not have a second kitchen
I would say also that they do not wish to proceed.
and they do not wish to proceed,
On the
This
ADU
application.
variance.
Yeah.
because it is the opinion of the board that they don't need one. So,
Second.
All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry, before we finish voting, we do not have a full board. It's your choice to withdraw at this point, although we already tipped our hat. So I apologize.
We're fine, we're good. We're good.
you can vote.
All right,
Those in favor?
aye.
Aye. You're done.
Thank you very much, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Okay, next case.
What do they do when they build something like that without a building permit? They just fine them?
I don't know.
At this point, I'd like to close the hearing on case 18003VA.
Excuse me, people, we are Mrs. Adams, we're still continuing our meeting.
You can talk in the hall.
Miranda, remove those people.
She is.
Yeah, don't get her mad.
All right, at this point, I'd like to close the hearing on case 18003VA, application as written. And Joanna, do we have indication of case 004? Well, we're gonna, okay. At this point, I would like to open case 18004VA, application from Terrence and Kelly Connor requesting variance from Article 2C1A to permit a new dwelling with 0 feet of frontage on a Class 5 or better road where 200 feet is required. Property is located on Hanlon Hill Road, otherwise known as Moores Road, in Nottingham, identified as tax map 72, lot 16, sublot A.
Mr. Chairman, my name's Scott LaPointe. I'm an attorney in Epping, New Hampshire, and I'm here representing Mr. Connor, who's supposed to be here. I think he's been delayed, but looking at the agenda and speaking to your administrator, I'd like to discuss why we're here, because there's some confusion, and it may be entirely on our part.
Okay.
Mr. Connor will correct me on some of the facts, but he owns a lot of land and has owned it for 16 years on Moores Road. And there was a camp there. And recently he got approvals, he had the work done to get the septic design and the Shoreline Protection Act permit by notification to build a full-size home. And I have plans which is prepared by Roscoe Blaisdell, and it looks like we may have some of the application.
Yes.
We do.
Now, as to, and I'm new at this, and I didn't prepare the application, so I'm going to catch up too, so I hope you'll bear with me if I stumble on maybe one of the facts or how this has proceeded. Well, in brief, Mr. Connor was moving forward with this project until Russ, the building inspector, I struggle with the pronunciation of his last name, so if you don't mind me calling him Russ, saw the work going on, and they were putting in septic, and he had to put a stop to it because they did not have a proper permit, he felt. Now, if Mr. Connor was here, he could probably explain why he thought he was proceeding accurately and within regulations. But in any event, Russ presented a town.
But yeah, watch out, that bright yellow thing will trip
I
you.
don't know if you have this. This was apparently presented by Russ to Roscoe, Mr. Blaisdell, and then to Mr. Connor. And I'd like to discuss the background of why I think this is in play, even though.
Thank you.
Okay. And what I'm going to raise or also give you is a copy of a statute, RSA 674:41. This statute is the statute that prevents a town from issuing a building permit on anything but a Class 5 town-maintained road. And as you know better than I, probably most of the roads servicing the cottages over on Tuckaway are private roads. They aren't town roads at all, though. I understand in some cases the selectmen have authorized plowing, snow plowing.
For emergency.
Yes, for
Emergency lanes.
purposes.
Let's be clear about that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Someday will be.
Yeah.
And I think it's a statute because the thou shalt not issue building permits on a Class 5 road could be said in one or two sentences. And as you can see, this statute goes on for 2 pages. Because in so many statutes, they say you can't do this or you can do this, and then they list a bunch of exceptions, okay? And I highlighted the exception I thought we were here for tonight. As you can see, it's a private road. The local governing body, which is the selectmen, can vote to authorize the issue of building permits, and they can set up a criteria for it. But one of the main criteria is almost consistent in all towns and consistent with the statute, is the homeowner or the potential homeowner has to sign a waiver of liability. You know, it's not our problem if we can't get through the fire trucks or ambulance, and
Correct.
it's your responsibility to get school children to the bus stop. So we thought we were coming in for that purpose. And in every town, a board or is the one who the applicant has to appear for to sign that waiver and present that. In most towns, it's the selectmen, but that doesn't mean it can't be the zoning board of adjustment, and your policy seems to be the zoning board of adjustment. So we thought, and since the policy's in place to do that, if you sign the waiver, and I've given you the town policy, we, maybe erroneously, expected to come in, present, show what we're doing, sign the waiver, have the ZBA, maybe the chair sign the waiver, then it's our obligation to record that in the registry of deeds, get a recorded copy, and we're expected to present that back to the building inspector in order to get the building permit. At least that's my understanding how it is done in general. So you can imagine my alarm when I came in and read the agenda, which says we're here for a variance due to lack of frontage. And clearly the application was used on a variance form. But even in speaking to Russ this afternoon, for clarity for my part, we're not here for a variance. We're here under the town policy adopted by the selectmen to issue permits. And I guess I'm going to throw out a general question. Since new homes are built in the Pawtuckaway area on these private roads, what's been the procedure before?
Oh, for the last decade that I've been on the board, you're asking for relief, like this one is noticed. You're asking for relief from the requirement of frontage on a class 5 or better road.
Okay.
From the zoning board. Now, we're working on changing that, but at the current point in time, you still come before this board, and we remind you that, like you've pointed out, the liability piece with the deed.
Sure.
And we remind you of that, and, you know, you present your case.
Well, I wish, obviously, Mr. Connor were here, because here without my client, and not having formally prepared to issue a variance, if he doesn't show up very soon, I think I might have to ask George while I was to withdraw the application and resubmit it so we can be prepared to address the criteria for a variance.
We can also do a continuance.
Oh,
Instead of a withdrawal and then re-notification.
Okay,
We can do a continuance if you want to propose
thank you. As
next
long
month.
as- I think we have to, because, Mr. Chairman, I just haven't prepared to present evidence on a variance request.
And also,
Well,
Mr. Chairman.
okay, yeah.
Also, I'm noticing in the paperwork here that Roscoe Blaisdell is authorized to represent them. I don't see your name here.
Do you require appearances being filed ahead of time? I was not aware of that.
It's on the form as to who you want.
Okay.
So-
Who you want.
Roscoe chose not to show up, and it's probably just, no,
He's-
he's been up to 3 campuses.
So I think maybe you have a few ducks to get in order.
More than a few, because we have to go back to the drawing board and prepare for something we were not prepared for tonight.
Okay.
So,
So why do,
Just a question. I'm not seeing the street number. I went out to the neighborhood today, and I did not see any excavation work anywhere near the road.
Well, I understand that.
Peter did?
Did I go down the wrong Moores Road?
Mike,
I've had a lot of phone calls.
and Peter saw it, so it's there.
I believe you,
to the
but
mic, Mike.
I understand there's been some,
Yeah.
that was the
I have those
problem. I mean, they were moving some dirt and then they told us stop.
so which side of Moores Road is it on?
On the left.
On the, oh, okay.
As you're going up, as you're going into Moore's Road,
Yep.
you're going Moore's Road for a long way. You finally get to property where Mr. Connor lives on the right-hand side.
Is that the log cabin?
No, you keep going from there, take a left.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Take a
so,
left, all the way.
so I only went to the T. That's why, I didn't see
Wherever you're
it.
in doubt,
No wonder you didn't see that whole.
Yeah, I went to I thought that was a whole nother road going along the lake there, so I should have made a left.
That too.
All right.
whenever you're in doubt, you take a left.
Okay.
And
I've been down there for another case years ago, but, all right, so I'll go further next time.
And eventually, you'd come up to our property, our house, but their road, their house is on the lake. And then this is almost like a right-of-way for us, but it's the extension of Moore's Road. And their house is on the other side of this right-of-way, which a few years ago was considered an unbuildable piece of property. But now that's a major excavation.
The next meeting date, Mr. Chairman, would be June 19th.
June 19th. Okay.
With applications submitted by,
Well, if we continue, then we don't need to have,
oh, I thought we couldn't continue because we don't even have the right representative here, but that's,
I mean, I think we can continue
okay.
he'd have until May 21st
to update his paperwork.
for your paperwork to be updated for the case, May 21st.
Get you added.
That's only 6 days.
Well, I think we can.
If not, it's July 17th with a June 25th.
Well, again, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage with my client not being here, so I'm gonna have to confer with him. Is it possible to?
We need a date that you think is doable, because our motion has to include a date and time.
Right, for the folks to know when to show.
I guess we'll have to go for the May 21st deadline to supplement the application. That's resulting in the June 16th, 19th day.
Okay, so you want the soonest one, rather than a later one?
So you guys can continue work if it's approved.
What's that?
I'd imagine so you can continue working to get
Yes.
this approved.
No, but, yeah, on that
Could I
part.
though ask a question? At least internally, there is a different viewpoint on how we're supposed to go about to get this relief. I mean, we didn't print this, we were given this by the building inspector.
Yep.
Which implies that the selectmen have, under the statute, gone, at least back in 2003, went in a completely different avenue of granting building permits out there. And it wasn't under variance, and please, bear with me, I'm just going on what's been presented and following along with the statute. I'm not trying to dictate to you how you've done things in the last.
No, I mean, I think we're following town policy here. So the building inspector can allow, in section 1, can allow for general maintenance or repair to an existing structure. That's not you, you're building a new house. Replacement of materials, again, not you. Accessory improvement, such as a deck or a porch that meets other that's not you. Improvement or replacement of an existing habitable structure, not you. Accessory buildings, barns, sheds, garages, or other non-human habitable buildings. So they can do all the light duty stuff, but then you come under section 2. The following building permit application will be directed to the ZBA for action prior to any issuance of a building permit by the building inspector. Erection of any new habitable building. Boom, that's you.
And we really can't discuss a whole lot more because you're not on the application.
Right. I just wanted to clarify for their attorney, though, that
Right, I know, but he's gonna continue.
the town
on
is
if
following
he
its
can't.
procedure, as far as I've known for the last decade.
Well,
Yeah.
as I said, I wasn't trying to dictate you, I was just saying there was certainly a lot of confusion on our end of how to proceed.
And the other piece that I'm seeing is a big missing, and it's one of the issues that I always harp on. So if you look at this Blaisdell survey map, the proposed well is out near the road, Hanlon Hill Road, and magically, there's nothing on the other side of the road in that well radius. So I'd like to know from
Okay.
if
Any
there's
setbacks on the
another,
other side?
yeah, to me, that's an issue.
And who owns that property on the other side of the road?
Yeah,
This
those
is
those details of the well radius need to be there, the property lines, the wells, the septic.
Do something different.
What's that?
I'm just telling you that this is a blazed down plan, and this is what it's gonna look like until you come in and tell him you need something different, specifically, spell it out. He'll go out and make a couple changes, and then he'll come back again.
I know.
Okay.
So can I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
Is this the plan that was submitted to DES for approval? You know, and was it approved? Because
There's no notes.
There's nothing on here.
I don't have that answer for you. I would have understood that, but I don't dare represent that to you.
I'm merely asking because if that is the case, he is required to put any septics over there, over that well radius.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't
You
have-
have the building file right there too, so that, your answer may be in one of those.
Oh, okay.
Except that it wasn't an approved case. So why would we have received anything?
The shoreland is what you were asking about, right? If the shoreland was approved?
No.
I thought you
No,
were.
the
That's what I thought you were asking.
I thought she was talking to septic.
Right, which is,
You would like to see a copy of the approved
Yes.
yes,
septic plan?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
this
want-
is,
Isn't
We
that
want
what
to,
was
but not
ordered
tonight.
stopped?
no.
Did you say he was installing the septic, or was he just excavating?
I understood they were just about to install a septic, but remember I said, bear with me on some of these facts. I wish Mr. Connor were here and he would correct me.
Maybe bring him along next time.
I would, yeah, I'll try harder.
Ah, here we go. Approval,
Inspection.
application date 2/1/2017.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've cleared up one thing, it's been the practice of people wanting to build on private roads and around the way to come in for that specific variance.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yep. But don't put it in writing yet, because it's gonna change, maybe. Yeah, so it looks like they have an approval.
Then Roscoe should have had it on this plan.
Right.
Well, I'm sure it's on the plan that was approved. This is probably a copy. beforehand. This is not a septic plan anyway. This is a site plan.
No, but usually all of the notes and stuff like that are on there for you, for us.
I
Mr.
think he
Chairman,
may
do you
have
want me to?
prepared this for the Shoreline Protection Act.
He did, yes. It says on here shoreline plan.
Do you want a motion,
Certainly.
Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman, I move that we continue case 18-004VA, the application from Terrence and Kelly Connor for a variance from Article 2, C1A, until June 19th, 2018 at 7 p.m.
Somebody gonna second that?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Folks, did you have comments? You've made it all the way out on this evening. Is there something you'd like to say?
No, we were just wanting to see what was going on.
Me too.
You need to visit the hole in the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna go, make another trip down to Raymond soon.
Not really.
And now I'll make a left.
When in doubt, fail left.
But there's only, if I remember correctly, you make a left, there's only 2 or 3 houses, and then it kind of just dead ends.
Oh, no, just keep going. Keep going.
You don't go too far, though. How many houses are out there? Are there?
Keep bearing left.
Boy, maybe it was a long time ago.
Keep bearing left.
Right, yeah, and I saw the log cabin at the intersection, that's where I pulled the U-E. Because I thought, that's why I stopped at the T, is because my pin on my map showed it as that undeveloped section on the right-hand side. That's why I got confused. Now I remember. All right, thank you.
So you go up a hill.
Oh, okay.
It's on the left side of that hill.
So you'll need to get stuff to her by the 21st.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, at this time, I'm going to close discussion on case 18004 VA.
Okay.
And
Two more
did we
comments.
still want to,
So I save my comments for the next.
yes, thank you.
Do you want the motion to approve the minutes?
Sure.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes from April
Third?
3rd, 2018, as written.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Aye, that was unanimous. And,
I did.
fine. And did we still want to do our workshop on the variance application, or is everybody worn out now? Anxious to go see the Celtics play?
I'm not interested in the Celtics, but I
Me neither.
would really rather call it a day.
Oh, this is,
Well,
this is
okay.
only my third meeting of the day.
Okay,
Whoa.
so then let's get motion to adjourn? Or do you
Wait,
want to have something else
do you
to
have any
say?
other business for us?
Where's our agenda? Okay, we have case 1, case 2, staff board members update. Is that, do you have update?
Oh,
So you have now 2 cases for June 19th. And I have a couple of others, rumors in the background, so you might have.
Bring our pillow.
wow.
You might have a long night.
You might, yeah.
Okay.
And I intend to send out a message tomorrow with the material that we would like to look at for the zoning ordinance. So if you are able to look at the stuff
Before our meeting with the planning
before
board,
the
you
meeting,
mean?
it would be
Yeah.
in your best interest.
You're gonna email it tomorrow?
I hope to.
Okay.
Things are gonna get a little hectic in my office. Russ gave us notice yesterday.
Already?
He got a position that is closer to home. And who can blame him? He's been.
So you're the building inspector for the moment.
Yeah. So I gotta brush up on some of the skills that I had down pat before he showed up.
On that note, can I ask a question? What is the policies and procedures for the town of Nottingham for people who do unauthorized work without proper building permits?
There's a fee charged.
It's a double the fee.
Pay
So
it,
if you
pay a
get-
fine.
It says it right on the building zoning thing. If you know, if it's discovered after the fact,
But
we charge you
we
double.
don't enforce. That's not our
That's
job.
both the cases, we're
we,
looking at
the
tonight.
We, the ZBA, doesn't enforce.
We, the CBA.
Right.
I mean by we. I mean we, this board.
But in the second case, it's, extreme amount of excavation being done with no permit, so how are we gonna handle that in retrospect?
You do not handle that.
We
That's
don't.
handled in
It's
the
none of your
building
business.
department.
Right, we're the judicial branch of government, and so that's the executive branch. And the building
We-
inspector is part of the executive branch.
And we interpret and where appropriate grant relief from the zoning ordinance.
Okay, so hypothetically,
From administrative decisions.
hypothetically, if we turn down one of these variances, would they have to put the land or building back in its original condition?
It could be.
Yes.
But that's a great big excavation he's done over there. He took out
That's their issue, though.
incredible.
That's their issue.
Wow, that's,
You can go to the hearing, so it's right to the select board or the new building. Gee, that guy wasn't here very long. I haven't even laid eyes on him yet.
Can I
have.
mention one more thing while I'm at it? While I was there looking at this property, there was a guy next door building a brand-new road right down to Pawtuckaway Lake, like 200 feet long. And I called up Russ, and I said, Russ, do you know this guy's building a road? He says, yeah. I told him to stop. And they're out there building this road. So there's, seems to be a lack of enforcement in town.
State's been informed.
And the selectmen also need to make it a priority to uphold our laws. I mean, they're not.
It's a
doing
private
it.
road. It's a private road, isn't it?
You can't build
yeah, but
a
you
private road.
can't build
without
a road.
permits.
They don't, that particular situation that he's referring to didn't even get DES approval to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
So the state has been informed.
All right.
And
The state will come down on
inspector, I think went out yesterday.
Because it's in the shoreland protection area.
Yes.
Right, you can't just build a road near a lake.
like
Not
we
without a
should-
consequence.
You own your property and your house, but you still have to get approval to do much of anything on it.
especially when it's near home.
Well, regardless of what it is, because,
But somebody needs to make the selectmen aware that they're losing control of what's going on in this town.
Well, the selectmen have these separate boards because the selectmen can only focus on so much.
yeah.
So we act on behalf of the selectmen, so to speak, so that they have a broader control.
Yep.
But you can only do so much, you know that, Peter. I mean, people are gonna do what they wanna do.
But we also don't have a road agent right now to oversee the, you know, what I mean, we have all these open staff positions and people are just building whatever they want out there.
I don't think it's
Time is
happening
everything.
I don't think it's happening everywhere all the time. I think it's,
No, but-
we've got a bad character, or two, or three.
So is there a need for the finding of facts forms?
No, I
I kinda do. I think we do for the first case.
I have one for the
Okay.
first case already
Yeah.
made up.
All right, thank you.
You do or don't?
I did the first case already.
Wow, you're good.
5:15.
Okay.
The faster you write, the faster you leave. What was that? 18003 VA. I can go back to the page. It's memory.
Today's the 15th.
Are we still on TV?
Yep,
Okay, so I have a question for you, Joanna.
okay.
On the second application, the fee was $2,945. Is that correct?
Is that a typo?
Is that a typo? I thought, wow, what did they, that is the fee amount for this application.
Road?
A variance application. I mean, they didn't have pages and pages of the butters.
No, I definitely didn't correct that. Can you show me?
Mm-hmm, yeah, I thought it was odd too.
2945. Is that your writing?
Yeah, that is, I don't know where I got that number from. But that is
Seems
not what
awful
they were-
large.
Yeah,
Very large.
it is not what they were charged. They were charged, oh, I know where I got that number from, check number is 2. They were
Nice.
charged $235.
Oh, I feel better now.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
didn't
you're
even
having
pay
a
any attention to
vacation?
that. You might wanna,
Fix that, yeah, especially since that's posted on the web. I will make note of that.
Summary finding.
So do we just see these in here?
mm-hmm.
Take my agenda. I will keep. I put my notes on.
I'll take your notebook.
Oh, thank you.
These two.
15.
15.
I wrote it at the top of the page and I can't remember it at the bottom. That's awesome.
It just dawned on me, you guys actually do have 3 cases that night. I have one that I didn't enter in this, your agenda.
Are those documents online or soon to be?
That I'm hoping for tomorrow,
Okay.
if not Thursday. Tomorrow is Thursday.
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yeah, tomorrow or Thursday.
Okay.
It's been a long day.
Yes.
We want to changed like 6 different times today.
I know, yeah. At least we didn't get the hail
Or the tornadoes.
or the tornadoes.
warnings
It-
Oh, is that what was happening in Mass?
Yeah, it got really windy.
Here?
Portsmouth,
No, south.
well, in Portsmouth even,
Yeah.
I was out there.
A little bit in Manchester. And I was like right on the rain line, and as I drove into Nottingham, it stopped.
My cousin works independently for the electric companies, was called out to New York to help out with storm damage. Already was put on alert and called out. So I guess even west of us was pretty bad.
Mother Nature is not happy.
It cycles, the weather cycles.
Sky is very pink,
I noticed that.
pink at night, essentially.
How about for us landlubbers? Any benefits?
Yes.
A nice day.
It's a nice day tomorrow.
Take that. I'll get out my kayak.
We'll do
I'm not
findings
sure if
of
that's
fact
considered
after the next
sailing,
one.
but
Thanks, John. Can I leave the findings of fact in my notebook, or do you want them separate?
Change your notebook is fine, I go through the notebooks pretty thoroughly.
Okay. I did come in to look at the file,
I got a message about that.
and Chris found it, and he tried to give me something out of it, and I'm like, no, 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 that's for our notebooks. And it was the packet for this case, for the first case. You had 5 of them in there, I'm like, no, she puts those in our packets.
Yeah. If you do come in again and for any other cases and you do want to take home the packet, that's fine, just let me know so that I won't prepare a binder for you. Okay?
I'd lose it, so I'm not taking it anywhere.
Then I appreciate you wanting to.
I have enough papers around me.
it's usually online.
I appreciate that you organize everything for us.
I appreciate that too, thank you.
Give her more hours, I say.
No.
I can't afford that right now.
Motion to adjourn?
Go ahead, you guys can leave. I'm slow writer.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Meeting adjourned.
All right.
Thank you.